All right, why your print-on-demand jewelry products aren't selling. What we're going to be talking about. So if you are struggling to sell your products, I'm going to teach you some things, and hopefully today, you're going to know exactly what you need to change so you can sell your products. I'm going to help you take your product from being a dud to being a hotcake, right? Would you rather sell duds or hotcakes? That's really what you need to ask yourself. I'm going to show you how you can make your products sell like hotcakes. All right, let's do this. First of all, there are going to be a few assumptions in today's talk. Right? And here are my assumptions. So I'm only talking about products, I'm not talking about some other things that can also kind of make or break how well you do, right? Now, if you get the product right, there's a lot more forgiveness in these other areas for sure. But I want you to know, I'm going to assume, just for the sake of today's lesson, I'm going to assume that you have a trustworthy product page, that your product page is clean, it's put together really well. There's not like lots of drop shipping apps on it. There's no goofy countdown timers. Things are spelled correctly. Your like add to cart buttons and everything look good. They're not transparent with an outline or anything like that. So I'm going to assume you have all of that in check, okay? In check. I'm also going to assume you have a trustworthy brand. So what I mean by that is it looks professional, it looks clean. You're using lots of smiling people, like pictures of smiling people. It loads really fast. It has authority badges, trust badges on it. You have reviews that people, like when they're there, they feel like this is a company that they can trust to reach into their wallet, pull out a credit card, and buy stuff from, right? So I'm going to assume all of that is in place. Okay. Next, I'm going to assume you're providing a great user experience. So again, your site loads fast. There's no really distracting bells and whistles and drop shipping apps. It's not overly busy. You're using lots of white space and it's got a clean flow to it that you're optimizing for mobile first, since that's where most of your traffic's going to come from. That the reviews are legitimate and they look real and they don't look fake, and that you actually show a few negative reviews with your 4, 3, 4, and 5-star reviews just to add to additional authenticity and transparency and to gain the trust of the user. I'm going to assume you have all of this stuff in check, right? You've done all of these things. We're just going to talk about product today. All right. Okay. Are we good? Good. Let's do it. Why aren't your jewelry designs selling? Why aren't your jewelry designs selling? What we're going to do, I'm going to go over some basics on what you need in your jewelry design to make it sell. Then what we're going to do is we're going to actually do some product teardowns. I've got 4 products. We're going to go through them. We're going to tear them down. I'm going to lead the way on that. Then I've got some products that are the right way, and we're going to go over those too. So I'm going to show you what not to do and what to do, right? Why aren't your jewelry designs selling? Well, it's because you're forgetting the basics. You're forgetting the basics. Making this work is not that hard, but you have to remember the fundamentals to do it. The biggest takeaway here is, and if you're new, I want you to stop right now. Whatever you're doing, you got to write this down. The phrase is 90% of a winning product. The phrase is 90% of the winning product. You got to write this down, especially if you're new. I know you've heard me say this 25 times. I get it. I'm never going to stop saying it. I apologize, but you need to hear this and you need to be reminded of it. All of you. The phrase is 90% of a winning product. Write that down. Write it on your computer screen if that's what you need to do. Make it your iPhone wallpaper background. Make it your desktop background. Go into your bathroom and write this on the mirror. Wherever you are going to see this frequently, you need to write it down. The phrase is 90% of a winning product, but you need to write it down and not forget it. If you can remember this, you will go far at ShineOn and with print on demand in general. If you can't remember this, you're in trouble. Your entire experience is going to be one of struggle and strife. It's going to be very frustrating, but this is the key. This is the key. This will unlock riches for you. No guarantees, but this will unlock riches for you. Could unlock. No guarantees. Okay, the phrase is 90% of a winning product. Okay, now what makes the phrase pop? What makes it hit so that people will buy from you? And it's very simple. All you have to do is move somebody emotionally with the phrase. So we have a few heuristics around here that we like to use to remind ourselves of the power of the phrase. So one of them is, if they cry, they'll buy. If they cry, they'll buy, right? The idea is just move somebody emotionally, they'll buy your stuff. Another one is, it's the phrase that pays. It's another really great way to remember. The phrase is everything. Another one we've seen is, if it feels, it's real. If it feels, it's real. All of these things are just trying to say, move somebody emotionally, they'll buy your stuff. By the way, this is marketing 101. If someone were to ask me, what is the key to great marketing? And I only had one sentence, right? Or I only had like a phrase to say it in. It would literally be, if you move people emotionally, they'll buy your stuff. That's all it is. That's all it is. Move somebody emotionally, they're going to buy your stuff. This is why, think of the last Coca-Cola commercial you saw. It was probably a bunch of like young hipster kids dancing around in like water fountains on a sunny day, and there were lots of people smiling, and you had no idea what the commercial was about, and the music was kind of groovy and it made you feel good and all this stuff, and they're dancing on cars, and maybe they're making slam dunks, and friends are being reunited, and kittens are being saved out of trees by firemen or whatever it is. And then at the very end, it's like Coke, right? And that's it. Look, they're not selling you on the taste of Coca-Cola. They're not selling you on how Coca-Cola is, whatever, going to get you jazzed up for an hour after you drink it. They're not selling you on any of that stuff. Literally, they're selling you on a feeling. This is all they're doing. They're like, we want you to associate all these happy feelings with our product. And if they do that successfully, we become suckers and we buy, right? That's all we're doing here. That's all we're doing here. You're using the words, you're using the phrase, and you're trying to move somebody emotionally with the words, with the phrase. They can feel literally any emotion. You can make them feel sadness. You can make them happy cry. You can make them laugh. You can shock them and make them laugh. You can make them feel anger. I haven't seen this one work super well on jewelry, but it definitely works on like political t-shirts and crap like that. You can also make them feel love. Anything, any emotion at all, except like boredom and pain, any emotion at all, if they feel it, they will buy. They will buy. Your chances of buying are going to go way, way up. All right. Okay. We're going to talk about the characteristics of a winning phrase. So first of all, what makes a winning phrase? It's got the greeting card format. Super important. To my wife, love your husband. Greeting card format. To my wife, some sentimental phrase in the middle, and then who it's from at the end. Think of the last Hallmark gift card, Hallmark card you bought. It's the same thing, right? It's to somebody. There's some kind of phrase in the middle, and then it's from somebody at the end. Every single one of your message cards needs to have something like this. Don't break the rules until you've hit a winner, right? These are the fundamentals. You need to follow the fundamentals to a T until you've hit your first winner, and then you can start to experiment. Don't think you're fancy. Don't think you're going to outsmart the system. I tell people all the time, I'm like, hey, don't write your own phrases. And then what happens? We have new people that come in the group and they think that they're poets and they want to write their own phrases, and they don't sell and they get frustrated and they quit. Don't be that person. Don't be that person. You don't want to write your own phrases. You can frankenphrase stuff. You can take existing phrases and you can find ways to kind of twist them a little bit and make them new, right? But you don't want to be somebody that, like, do not be the person that thinks you're the poet, you're the storyteller, you're the Hallmark card writer, whatever. Don't be that person, because there's a 9 out of 10 chance you're going to fail at that, right? What you want to do is look in the marketplace at what's already working, what's already winning, what's already moving people, and you want to try that stuff. I also tell people, imitate before you innovate. Imitate, not copy. I'm not saying copy. Copy bad. Copy is bad. Typically, phrases are fair game, but you don't copy somebody's whole product where it's like the design and the necklace and the phrase. You don't do that, okay? That's not going to get you anywhere. Trust me on this. You want to imitate before you innovate. So if you see a phrase you like, take the phrase, put it on your own design, on your own product. Try it with its own niche, something like that, right? I don't want to spend too much time on this because that's not what today is about, but that's kind of how that works. Okay, so use the greeting card format. When it comes to the design, keep it simple. Do not overcomplicate the design. This is another trap a lot of new people fall into. They get into this, they're learning Photoshop or Canva, sometimes for the first time. They get all excited about, the shiny objects in there. And the first thing I want to do is start prettying up message cards. Don't. That's the wrong approach. I'm telling you right now, but I sold a message card that I did well over 10,000 units on it. And the only design element on the entire message card was a squiggly line. This does not... Don't overcomplicate this, all right? Keep the design super simple. Make sure the design complements the phrase. Just make sure it complements the phrase. I don't know if anybody saw product that was going around Christmas. It was kind of a lewd product, and it had a picture of like a man that I don't think was wearing any pants, and the way the jewelry fell, it fell right over the man's like private parts, and it had a kind of a lewd phrase on it. And they were playing on laughter, humor, right? It's how they were trying to sell the product, and some people sold it really, really well. However, you can imagine if you take that same image and now it's a Mother's Day gift, that doesn't work, right? Or like a dad to daughter gift, that doesn't work, right? So you need to make sure whatever design you do use, it complements the phrase and is appropriate for the niche and all of that. Don't block the phrase with the jewelry if you can help it. You don't want the jewelry hanging over the words. Remember, it's the phrase that what? It's the phrase that pays. So don't hide the phrase with the jewelry. Listen to me. The jewelry is just a delivery device. That is all it is, right? So the analogy I like to go to is think of a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, all right? Nobody likes bread by itself. Nobody does. I don't know anybody that just goes to a loaf of bread and they pull out a piece of bread and they just start munching on it, right? Like it's candy. Nobody does that. They want to toast it. They want to put butter on it. They want to put jam on it, whatever, cream cheese, whatever it is. Bread is a delivery device for something else that tastes good. That's all bread is. That's kind of the same thing with the jewelry. The jewelry itself is like the bread, okay? Nobody's buying the product just for the jewelry. They're buying it for the phrase, right? So don't hide the phrase with the jewelry. Don't do that. This is like a sin, okay? Don't do that. Bad, very bad. All right, and then use contrast. Just make sure that the design itself is legible, it can be read, and that kind of thing. That's all I'm saying there with using contrast. All right, let's get into some product teardowns, and hopefully you'll learn from this. Product teardown. Here's our product. We're going to call out some things that are good, some things that are bad, or could be done better. So first of all, what do I like about this one? What do I like about this one? Well, I like that it's starting to follow the greeting card format. It at least starts off strong with the greeting card format. Very good. The jewelry piece is congruent, I feel like, with the niche. So it's to mom and it's alluring beauty, which is kind of a pretty, bedazzly, glitzy kind of product, right? It's high perceived value type of product. All that looks pretty good so far. The design, I actually like the design too. It's not too crazy. It could probably be a little smaller, right? Because it's a little bit distracting. So it could be a little bit smaller, but the floral thing I'm not going to gripe too much about the floral thing with the niche. It kind of works with the niche. Again, I think it could be a little smaller because it's slightly distracting. It competes a little bit with this To My Mom bit, but it's okay. It's okay. Now, what I don't like is this phrase. I just said it's the phrase that pays. Look at this freaking phrase, right? I suppose I should have read this to start. So let's read it right now. To my mom, for all you do with love. For all you say with care. Happy birthday. I love you. All right, this phrase falls about as flat as you possibly could. This feels like it was taken right out of a Hallmark card. Now, I've got news for you. Hallmark cards are boring. If you ever read a Hallmark card, there's a reason they don't sell them on Facebook through direct response marketing. It's because those cards are boring, right? The reason they can sell them is because they're on a shelf in like a Target or a Walmart. And when people walk in and they want to buy a card, they have limited options. That's kind of all that's about. That's why Hallmark continues to sell every year. You know what I'm talking about here. Those cards are boring. And as soon as somebody comes into the card market with something new, it sells really well. Remember the cards you could open up and they'd like sing to you and they'd say things to you? I'm sure everybody got a handful of those, right? Because they were novel and they were new and there was something a little different, right? But Hallmark, they've been around for who knows how long. They're still going to be around, and it's mainly because they can get into Target, they can get into Walmart, they can get into these places where you have limited options. They can just kind of dominate the market share there. So now bringing it back to this product on the screen, this sounds like something I'd read in a Hallmark card, a Hallmark card, not something that's going to work in direct response. Look, this doesn't move anybody. For all you do with love. For all you say with care. Happy birthday, I love you. No, it's a waste of time. Whoever owns this product, and I'm sorry if you're watching, delete these freaking words here and try again. You want to make somebody cry, laugh. You want them to feel sentimental. You want them to remember a lost loved one that died. You want them to feel love, right? This isn't going to work. Keep in mind that the person you're trying to appeal to is the buyer, not the recipient, right? It's the buyer you have to move. It's the buyer that's going to see the product in Facebook on the newsfeed or whatever, and they're the ones that's going to pull out their credit card and buy. That's the person you have to move. The buyer, not the recipient. Of course, if you give a gift like this to your mom is probably not going to tell you she doesn't like it, but she's not going to tell you that the phrase doesn't work. Your mom, because she loves you unconditionally and she cares about you and your heart, is not going to be mean to you about this, or hopefully not. If you do have a mom that's going to be mean to you, then that's a bad mom, and you should know that. But hopefully your mom is not going to do that. So you don't judge the product by what the recipient is going to think. You judge the product by what the buyer is going to think or experience. And what you're wanting to do with the phrase is you're wanting to so move the buyer with emotions about their mom, like how much they appreciate their mom, or you want to bring them to tears. And if you can do that to the buyer by reminding them of their mom or some special thing their mom did or how close the relationship is or whatever, they'll buy the product. Okay. Humor can work good too. There's the funny phrases where it's some of these I don't even think I can repeat actually, but some more tame ones are being your daughter is gift enough. Or whatever, where it's kind of it's appealing to this idea you have siblings, but you're your mom's favorite. That stuff like that will actually work because that appeals to the buyer. And then the buyer can give it to the mom. They have a laugh, whatever. So anyways, I'm going to keep going here. But I hope everybody's kind of getting the point. Okay, next, let's look at this one. Look at this one. I love this one. All right. Okay, I'm gonna read this. Happy Thanksgiving to Mom. Thank you, Mom, for always being there, loving me and making me feel special. I hope this gift shows you how special you are to me. I love you. All right. Look, first of all, what do I like about it? What do I like about this one? Nothing. Nothing. I don't like anything about this one. I'm really sorry whoever made this. I love you as a person, right? Your value is not based on how well you can make message cards or how well this message card is. I love you as a person. You're working with ShineOn, which is amazing. You're going to find success if you don't give up, and I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you, okay? But I don't like anything about this design. I just got to put it out there. All right. So first of all, this sucks. The pumpkin here, like what in the hell? This is not good, okay? Don't do anything like this. You could probably do, I'm stretching here. You could probably find a pumpkin kind of themed design somehow. And maybe you're making a play on like to my pumpkin, something like that. Maybe you could make that work. This is not working, all right? This is not working, okay? So don't like the design. It doesn't really follow the greeting card format, at least. Yeah, this doesn't work. Happy Thanksgiving. Do people even give gifts on Thanksgiving, by the way? I mean, I don't know. I just don't even know I don't know what to do with this. All right. So happy Thanksgiving to Mom. I don't think that works. Look, I can barely read. Like there's not sufficient contrast here in the design. Like this is hard to read. Now listen, a lot of people that buy these products, they're 50 plus years old. A lot of people, they have eyesight that is going. This is going to be tough for them to read. And I'm telling you, if they cannot read it on their cell phone, they're not buying it. They're not buying it. They're not going to go to your website and click to zoom in and get out the reading glasses to figure out what in the hell all this says. They're not doing that. They are going to scroll on past and keep looking at the funny cat memes or whatever that all their friends are posting. So the design is no good. The jewelry product here, I mean, I don't think it works. Maybe if like we had a pumpkin necklace as an offering, maybe if it was the graphic pendant, I don't even know what you could do with this, honestly. This is just not, this actually might be the only thing that would sell this product is the jewelry piece. Maybe. Yeah. So, all right. And then the phrase falls as flat as it could possibly fall. It's not funny. It doesn't make me feel anything. It's not going to arouse any kind of emotion in the buyer. The phrase is not good enough. It needs to be witty. It needs to be clever. It needs to rhyme. It needs to be cute. It needs to make them remember their mom. It needs to do something more than this. All right. This is nothing. So anyway, whoever made this, you're amazing. You're working with ShineOn, which means you're on a path to success. If you don't give up for long enough, you will win. If you're watching today's video, you got one up on all your competition, but you do kind of need to hear it. This is not good. Don't make any more like this. Don't make any more like this. I'm gonna save you a whole lot of time. Don't do this. All right. Okay. Let's keep going. Next. It's like a never-ending stream of hits here. All right. Next. Let's read this one. And forgive me if you're watching this, please hear my heart. We're not being mean. We're not being mean here. These do have potential. I mean, you're getting it. This is kind of following the greeting card format. You've got the gist that it's the phrase that pays and all this stuff. You're on the right track. Okay. My first few products also looked bad. Trust me on this. All right. I'm not going to share them publicly. Okay. That's okay. That's okay that your first products look bad. You want to be, look, if in 3 months from now, if you're just starting out at ShineOn and in 3 months from now, you don't look back on your original, your first designs and you aren't embarrassed. If you aren't embarrassed at the stuff you created 3 months ago, you're not growing fast enough. Okay. So this is okay. It's healthy. All of us have been there. I'm not being mean. I'm not poking fun at anybody individually, but I am going to tell you the truth about the design. And I'm being a little bit unfiltered here, just for everybody's benefit, including yours. And hopefully you can have a chuckle at this. All right. So my beautiful soulmate, every moment spent with you is a blessing. You light up my world and make my heart sing. Your love is the foundation upon which I build my life, and I am forever grateful for your unwavering support and affection. I will love you always and forever. Okay, let's talk about what we like about it. First of all, you do got the greeting card format going on. You got it going on. Good. This is good. It's a good start. Next, the jewelry piece works for the niche, soulmate niche, the love knot, that works. Okay, good job. I will love you always and forever. So you have some kind of salutation happening here at the end. You've got who it's from going on here. It's not bad. Not bad. What I don't like about it, what is going on with this background, man, or whoa, man? What is this? I don't even know what we're we're trying to do with this. Again, this feels to me like we just got into Canva or let's see, Photoshop, and we just started having fun, right? Don't get me wrong. It's kind of groovy. It's kind of cool. It's got some weird effect like neon, retro-y, something. Her hair looks like fire. All that's great. None of that's going to sell your product. All right. This is cool as like a wallpaper. It's cool as a sticker. It's cool as like something you download to your computer, but you don't put on a product, right? This is not good on a product. Not one of these. All right. Just trust me. This is not good. Okay. So it's way too busy. It distracts from the phrase. It makes the phrase hard to read. Like over here where it's blending into her hair, it gets difficult to read. Keep in mind, if the person that's looking at this product is a 50-year-old man who's just coming out of a divorce and is in a hot relationship with his new girlfriend, like he may not be able to read this, you know? Another thing is you've got an issue with balance here. If you really want to get technical about it, look over here. You've got her hair, thick, bold, bright colors. You've got this text kind of weighing against her hair. Over here, it's like basically empty except for the text. There's no color balance going on. You've got a freaking cat down here for whatever damn reason that is. Like, what's the cat add to this? Let's just leave the cat out of it, all right? So listen, don't do this, all right? Look at these. The two designs I'm kind of having issues with, both of them, there's like a pumpkin in the background, and then here you've got planets and a cat and a sunset and stars and a transparent dress with like more stars in it or something like that. It's just, don't do this, all right? Don't do this, all right? Okay, another thing I don't really like about it is unless the buyer has the ability to go in here and customize the people in the background, like what they look like, the hair color, the skin color, the body shape and size and all that, then you don't want this kind of stuff because it's going to turn the buyer off. What if the Soulmate, I'm assuming this is a gift from a man to a woman, a male to a female. What if the Soulmate here does not have long hair? Well, now what? Are they still going to buy this product? I mean, maybe. It's a little bit of a wild card though, isn't it? What if they have short hair? Or what if the male in the relationship is not this kind of male? Maybe they're an athlete. Maybe they're 300 pounds instead of a good, healthy, 210 or whatever this guy is. What if they never, ever in their life wear a sports coat or whatever this individual is wearing? Like, you see where I'm going with this? It's just giving people reasons not to buy the product. You with me? Okay, let's keep going. By the way, real quick, I want you to listen to how these phrases kind of fall flat. And I want you to remember this because we're going to contrast it with phrases that work in just a minute. All right. For all you do with love. For all you say with care. Happy birthday. Thank you, Mom, for always being there, loving me, making me feel special. Hope this gift shows you how special you are to me. I love you. Every moment spent with you is a blessing. You light up my world and make my heart sing. Your love is the foundation upon which I build my life. And I'm forever grateful for your unwavering support and affection. I will love you always and forever. So kind of lock those into your brain because in a minute, we're going to talk about phrases that work and you're going to feel the difference in the phrases. You're going to feel the difference in the phrases. All right, let's keep going. I love you, Mom. Happy Mother's Day. So what do I like about this one? Well, I like the love knot because it fits with the mom thing. There's also kind of I do kind of like how the flowers kind of go around the design. I mean, it's kind of a nice touch. It's a little busy. I'm not sure if I recommend this or not, but it kind of works sometimes. All right, what do I not like? Well, first of all, I don't know what's going on with this pink ambient. I don't know what's going on with the design. It's a little weird. Like, it's distracting, right? Somebody says that all the space in it. Yeah. Stephanie, you're totally right. There's just so much empty space. Yeah. So there's just something with the design. In fact, this is because there's hardly a phrase here. There's almost no way for the design not to be a distraction. And there's something that's not working for me in the design. Another thing, it doesn't follow the greeting card format at all, right? It's not to, it's not from, or anything like that. So this, I love you, Mom, happy Mother's Day. And no one's going to buy this. This isn't going to work on Facebook. It's not going to work on Etsy. It's not going to work anywhere. It's just a necklace is basically all it is, right? It's just a necklace is all it is. I really don't have a ton to say about this one because there's not a lot here to critique, right? But this is another great example of what not to do. There, no greeting card format, no sentimental soppy phrase that's making you cry, making you angry, making you remember the love that you have for your mom or anything like that. None of that's there. None of it's there. It's like there's no experience. It's like paying to go to a movie and the movie projector breaks. There's just nothing here. There's nothing here. So no one's going to give you money for this. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. So another great example of what not to do. Now, for the part you've all been waiting for, what is the right way? What is the right way? What are some products that sell? Now, I've sourced these from some of our own internal brand stores. I know that all these products work. I know that all the products sell. They follow all the best practices we've talked about. And we have sales data to back them up. All right. So what's the right way? Well, okay. First of all, hang on. Before I get into this, do not copy these. Do not copy these. If you copy these, you're not going to get anywhere, right? First of all, anytime somebody hits a winner, you can bet dollars to donuts that they're scaling the winner. If they're scaling the winner, that means Facebook is giving them preferential treatment in the auction, right? It's read the product, it knows the ad accounts, all that. So Facebook's already giving them preferential treatment in the auction. They're giving them low CPMs and access to the best audiences. A high conversion rate tells Facebook that you're providing a great experience. Facebook wants their buyers, their users to have a great experience. So they're already going to be playing favorites. Not only that, but that merchant, that buyer that found the winning product, they're seasoning their pixel. So the longer they scale the product, the more targeted their ads get, the cheaper their cost for conversions get, the more they can spend to acquire customers, right? Like there are these snowball effects that start to happen and you are never going to be able to compete ever. Not only that, but typically when you scale a product, you scale it until it's not profitable anymore. You try to hit every square inch of your total addressable market and you soak up as much money as you possibly can along the way and you leave nothing for anybody else. I mean, the whole name of the game here with direct response marketing is you find a winning product, you scale that sucker to the moon before anybody can catch you. That's kind of the idea. So every product I'm about to show you has made money. It's made sales, but I'm telling you, we've probably sucked all the air out of the market on these products. And if you copy them and try to sell, you're not going to get anywhere. Now, if you want to use the phrase and package it a little differently, great, more power to you. If you want to use the phrase and do some frankenphrasing, more power to you. If you want to copy it just to go through the exercise of knowing how to kind of set up what a winning product is and how it feels, more power to you. Just do not copy it and try to sell it. You're not going to get anywhere. I'm trying to save you time and heartache. Not only that, and I'll shut up after this in a second, you learn nothing by copying unless you're being a diligent student in the process, right? So if you're reverse engineering a winning product so that you understand the process and you're getting a feel for how things work and what balance looks like, all that's good. I encourage that. But if you're just going to be someone that's copy everything you see and do without ever learning the process, never learning the fundamentals, never learning how it works, you may as well just quit and move on to something else because you're not going to get anywhere. You're not going to get anywhere. So don't be a copycat. That's all I'm saying. Okay, let's get into what's right. Everybody still with me? Everybody still with me? Let's get into what works. Here we go. Okay, let's read the phrase and then we'll talk about what's working here. To my daughter, never forget that I love you. If I had to choose between loving you and breathing, I'd use my last breath to say I love you. Just remember that no matter how near or far apart, I am always right there in your heart. You'll always be my baby girl. Love, Dad. Now, contrast this with the phrases you heard earlier that fell flat. This one has got kind of a tempo to it. It's got a ring to it. There's some hooks and some punchlines in there where it kind of builds up to a crescendo and a climax and it punches you in the feels, right? This particular phrase kind of does it twice. So you have never forget that I love you. If I had to choose between loving you and breathing, I would use my last breath to say I love you. Cheesy? Yes, for sure. Is it a little soppy? Yeah, for sure. But this sells, right? It's got a punchline in there and it hits you right in the feels, right? And then the next bit. Just remember that no matter how near or far apart, I'm always right there in your heart. This one rhymes. This one rhymes. Anytime you can rhyme, it's like it's like a mechanism to create emotional impact, right? So this one rhymes. So it's kind of got like a right and a left hook that comes in here and socks you, right? So if you're a dad and you have a daughter, this can move you. I can tell you have a 7-month-old daughter, and this even kind of gets me a little bit, right? A little bit. So this is what I'm talking about. Phrases that pay. If it feels, it's real. If they cry, they'll buy, right? I'm telling you, if you've got a dad scrolling through his newsfeed and, let's say his daughter just had a new milestone in her life. Maybe it's her birthday. Maybe she turned 18 and he's reflecting on her life and how she's an adult now and how he's so proud of her because she got her first car and she has her first job now. And, she does charity work or whatever. And he's really, just so proud of his daughter and happy for the life he's lived. And boom, you show him this product in his Facebook feed. Dude, that guy is probably going to buy from you. That person is probably going to buy. That's what I'm talking about. So what do I like about it? Love the greeting card format. It's on point. Love the interlocking hearts. It works super well with dad to daughter, mom to daughter, grandparent to granddaughter gifts. These interlocking hearts, I have not seen a product sell as well as the interlocking hearts in this niche. This daughter niche, mom to daughter, it's the bomb.com. This product sells super freaking well. And I think it has something to do with kind of the symbolic, it illustrates how dad to daughter, mom to daughter, grandparent to granddaughter love is forever. Like you can't break it apart. That's kind of what's going on there. Okay, the phrase hits you in the feels. It's great. And then finally it ends with love dad. Now, one thing we could have done to take this product to the next level is add personalization. So what you could have put is love your dad. Like you could have allowed the buyer to customize this part where it's like love dad, love daddy, love whatever, papa, whatever, you know, maybe they have nicknames for each other or whatever. You could also potentially have added personalization here where it's like instead of to my daughter, it's like to Jessica or to my daughter Jessica or whatever it is, right? Or to my beautiful little Rose. Like you could have allowed that kind of personalization and taken this to the next level. So there's one. This product sold a lot of money. Don't quote me on this because I'm worried I'm getting this confused with another product that's very similar. I think we did about $1 million in sales on this one. Don't quote me on that because I might be thinking of this other one, but they look similar. So another thing that this guy is going for is look at the design. Very minimal design. Right? There's not much going on with the design. It's mostly the phrase that is capturing attention. So this one's very good. You can imitate this. Next, we have this one. Let's read it. To my beautiful daughter, never forget how much I love you. Whenever you feel overwhelmed, remember whose daughter you are and straighten your crown. Always remember you are braver than you think, stronger than you seem, and loved more than you know. Love, Mom. All right, first of all, what do I like? Greeting card format. It's on point. To my beautiful daughter, love mom. I like the love knot. The love knot does work in this niche. It can work in this niche as well, and the love knot sells really well. Plus, if it's somebody that maybe has already bought an interlocking heart, the love knot's a great alternative to give another daughter gift. The phrase pays. It's hitting you in the feels. I'm going to read it again. This is another one that's got 2 punchlines. Whenever you feel overwhelmed, remember whose daughter you are and straighten your crown. That's a powerful statement, and it's revealing what the mother thinks about the daughter, but it's also acting as like words of encouragement. It's empowering the daughter. It's reminding the daughter of her identity, right? Then always remember you're braver than you think, stronger than you seem, and loved more than you know. Again, it's another one of those like 1-2 punchline kind of things, right? Braver, stronger, loved. It builds, it crescendos, right? It's very powerful. Another thing that I kind of like going on with this one in terms of design is the bold. I like the gold, bold words. It's calling attention to the parts that are supposed to have emotional impact. And all of this works together really well. And then finally it ends with love mom. It's kind of a salutation. The design here, again, I really do like the design. I kind of like the sunflowers. They're about the right size. You could potentially go a little bit smaller, but I just like it. They're springy, they're poppy. They put you in a good mood when you see it. Yellow is a really good color for mom to daughter type of love. It's not romantic, which would be like the reds, the roses, you know, the red hearts, that kind of thing. It's yellow. I really kind of like that. The whole thing works together super well. This is a great product. All right, let's go to another one. Let's do this one. I want to know what you think about this one. Let's do this one together. This might be our last one. I'm not sure if I have another one. So what do you think about this one? I'm going to read it. You start putting your thoughts in the comments. What is going well with this one? This is another really good selling product. To my mommy, I may just be a bump, but I love you more than you'll ever know. Keep this close to your heart until I can meet you and rest in your arms. Love, kisses, and kicks from your tummy. So what do we like about this one? What is working in this one? So it's got the greeting card thing going on. It's got an amazing phrase. It really is kind of cute. It definitely hits a niche. By the way, it's Mother's Day. Hello, imitate before you innovate. I'm giving you a phrase right here you can kind of work on. Hey, here's a hint. Take this phrase, go to ChatGPT and say, hey, can you make this rhyme? See what ChatGPT comes back with. Ask for 10 variations. Maybe you could sell this during Mother's Day. Maybe I just gave you another winning product. That's like 4 winning products in this one Coffee with Michael. Think about that. I should have charged money for this. What was I thinking? Should have charged money for this. Okay, then you have the salutation, which is good. I actually liked the design here, mainly because it's cute. It fits the niche and it adds to the cuteness. I kind of agree we could have maybe used something different for the feet, but I like the blue and the pink on the feet. It's just like a new mom. It's totally totally fit in this kind of baby vibe kind of thing, especially if they're excited to be a mother. It's, I think this one has a lot going for it. All right. Hope you found today helpful. Hopefully I am going to help you make a lot of money. Thank you for watching. All right. If you haven't signed up for ShineOn yet, go to ShineOn.com and sign up. Take 60 seconds. What is wrong with you? If you just watch this whole thing and you're not signed up yet, the only acceptable answer is like, hey, I didn't want to minimize Coffee with Michael to go sign up, but you had my full attention. I was just really absorbed and I wanted to learn and all that. That's the only acceptable answer. There are no other acceptable answers. So right now you need to go to ShineOn.com and sign up. It takes 60 seconds to do, and it could literally change your life. Literally change your life right here. So go sign up, ShineOn.com. If you're watching on YouTube, go join our Facebook group. We have a poppin' community. It's amazing over here. You don't know what you're missing out on. Like, subscribe, karate kick that notification bell or whatever suits you. You can also just click it and make sure you never miss one of our videos. We're also on Instagram and Facebook. You can go follow us there if you want. Everybody, I love you. I wish you nothing but success this Mother's Day. I'll see you next week. And until then, happy selling. Take care, everybody.